Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more food plot work here. And as you can probably tell, we're out here working on the second part of the little food plot video series we got going. And it's time for another till and our final plant in this video. So the way you see it behind me now is after 2 tills. In our first video we got it mowed and we tilled it for the first time. Then I came back about 4 weeks later in early to mid July and tilled it again. And as we're going over things here, I'll run a couple short little clips on what it looked like then, before and after. It had definitely grown some weeds back up in it, and I tilled through it again and knocked it all down. And as you can see, very little of it came back behind me here, which is exactly what we want. After this third till that we're about to do today, there's not going to be any more weeds coming in here until next spring when everything starts to grow back. So, like I mentioned, we're going to start off by tilling this whole thing again, which should not take long. However, with the drought we've had the last 2 weeks with no rain, this is going to get very dusty. So with that being said, I'll get the camera set up, do a couple short little clips for you guys of going through all the tilling real quick, and then we'll jump right into planting and what seed we're running and things like that. So let's hop in here real quick, get this thing tilled, and then we can start putting some seed down. Alright, and just like that, we have a tilled upper and lower little plot here. It took maybe about 20 minutes for me to do that. No big deal, but man, I am ridiculously dusty and the tractor is like brown now. It's no longer green. But now it's time to actually throw some seed out here and plant and start letting that stuff grow and bringing the deer in. So let's take a look at what I got this year, which is something new and I've never tried before. So I'm really curious to see what it can actually do, which we'll take a look at in our third video that'll be here in a few months. But let's go take a look and see what we're actually planting and how we're going to do it. Alright, so here's the 2 new products I got for this season, and we're going to try it and see. I've never used any of the Domain food plot seeds before. However, I have heard good things from them, so I figured I'd try them and see. But just by looking at the labels on the back, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and I'll show you guys a little tip real quick for getting this food plot seed and what you want to look for. Okay, so we're looking at the back now, and both of these have this label on them, just like all of your other seed will. Tells you what seeds are in there and what rate they are and stuff like that. So we'll just take a look here at our bombshell mix, and I'll show you guys something. On any food plot seed that you might be looking at planting, if you find this label that says all your percentages, it'll show you everything that is in here as far as seed goes. Your first and your second seed is typically the most plentiful seed within the mix, and it will show you the purity rate, which means how much is actually in here. So in this Ethiopian cabbage is 33.23% of this mix. And then you have the Hunter Forage brassica, which is 24%. And the collards, which is another 22%, and so on. And I'm just here to tell you now, looking at these kind of labels on the back of a food plot mix is all you need to know. The problem that most people get themselves into is they go to Tractor Supply or something like that and buy the throw and grow cheap food plot seed, and it does work, it does grow. Problem is, you can have sometimes like 60% nothing but ryegrass, and at least for me, the deer have never cared not one bit about the ryegrass. So you're wasting your time and money on something that's got wheat and ryegrass and things like that at 50, 60, 70%, I've even seen sometimes, of the seed mix. You wind up planting it, and the brassicas that the deer might actually like might only be 3% of the entire seed mix. So right off the bat, I am not sponsored by these guys or anything over at Domain. They have no idea who I am. But I do like that they put a really good amount of the actually claimed products in here. Because at least with this, even though this smaller container does cost a little bit more per acre than some of the throw and grow stuff, you're actually getting your money's worth out of the stuff that the deer actually care about. So if you're looking at food plot seed, just look at this chart. And if it says ryegrass or some kind of a winter wheat variety or something like that, don't even bother with it. Just look at something else. That's my opinion on it anyway, and it hasn't steered me wrong yet. So we're going to try these and see what they can actually give us. So what I'm thinking is I've got 2 of each of these. We'll plant the smackdown turnips here up in the upper plot, and we'll plant the bombshell kind of mixture here of the cabbage and collards and brassicas and everything else. There is turnips in this as well, but we'll plant that down in the bottom area, which has slightly better shot angles from my tree stand. So since this is a little bit more of a variety, I figured we might plant that down in the bottom, which might be a better bet. But this will give us a chance to kind of compare these two and see what the deer might like better, or if one performs better than the other as far as growth goes or anything like that. And as far as how I'm going to be planting it, this is just my little planter here. It's just got a little shoulder strap with a bag that you would fill up here and a little crank handle. I like to do it like this because I can walk and kind of spread where I want to and kind of angle it into some of the corners and stuff. You can use one of those little push cart like fertilizer spreaders as well. Those work just fine. But for this small scenario, this is what I like to use. So let's load some of this stuff up and start planting here. Alright, and with that being said, we now have a planted upper plot and a planted lower plot. So now it's time to let the rain do its thing and let this stuff grow up and see how well it does and if it attracts deer. I have high hopes for it. I've heard good things from Domain before, so I'm really looking forward to see how well this stuff actually does here. We do have some pretty good dirt here for those seeds to work with, so now it's just a waiting game, I suppose, till hunting season comes around and till this stuff grows up. But with that being said, I do plan on making a third and final video about doing these food plots, kind of bare bones and budget oriented. So here in a month or two, as this stuff grows up and we can actually see how well it does, I'll bring you guys back out here for another video. We'll go over how everything did, and we'll go over the cost that I put into it and the time I put into it. So that way you guys can see if you have a similar area with similar equipment or anything like that, you might be able to get an idea of the time and the cost that goes into something like this. It's not a lot, I'll tell you that. But with that being said, stay tuned because the usual is still going to be going on the channel in the meantime. All the pattern tests and rifle accuracy tests and everything else we got. So thank y'all for all the support and keep on watching. I really do appreciate it. As usual, leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts about everything. And if you have any questions about anything I might have used or how I did something. But on that note, I'm going to jump back to the usual testing for you guys. So I'll see y'all in the next one.